In answer during a 7th District Congressional debate about one candidate's vote in the 2016 presidential election caught the eye of our I-Team.
And it actually led to an I-Team examination of Republican candidate Rich McCormick's voting record and tax returns. And now the Georgia Secretary of State's office is investigating.
Senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell has the story.
During a recent Atlanta Press Club debate, one of the 7th District Congressional candidates asked Dr. Rich McCormick why he refused to vote for Donald Trump in 2016.
I'll tell you what I was doing in 2016. I spent over 9 months of my life away from my family, most of it in Kandahar.
McCormick talked about his military service and emergency room work as a doctor, but never directly said who he voted for or whether he even voted in 2016, even when he was asked a second time.
If you want to think that your 15 minutes at the ballot counts more than my 9 months serving those people overseas, serving their great nation.
Asked a third time, Dr. McCormick said he would answer the question on social media. And 3 days later, on a Facebook post, McCormick wrote he voted for Donald Trump by absentee ballot while stationed at Camp Lejeune shortly after returning from Afghanistan. End of story, just the beginning. We checked and found no absentee ballot requested by Dr. McCormick either in Georgia or North Carolina. So how could he vote? Turns out he requested an absentee ballot in Florida, where he lived some 15 years ago.
If you are active duty in the military, then you can declare another state your state of residency.
Military lawyer and veteran Steve Shoemaker says McCormick's situation is common with active duty military. With service members traveling all the time, by law, they can pick a state they have some connection to as their state of residency, even if they don't live there. That means they can legally vote and pay taxes in the state they choose. Shoemaker says Florida is a popular home state for service members for one main reason.
There are many service members who are declared residents of Texas, Tennessee, Florida, some other states. And I'm going to tell you that those states also have no personal income tax. And I'll let you draw your own conclusions.
Voter records show McCormick was registered to vote in Florida from 2000 to 2019. But he moved to Georgia around 2005. We asked McCormick's campaign whether he filed his taxes in Florida, where there's no state income tax, while he was living in Georgia. The campaign's answer was unclear. They said he did pay taxes while living in Georgia. When I asked again whether he filed taxes in Florida while living in Georgia, they responded, "We were on an inquest regarding Rich's tax obligations. We will not engage in that inquest."
You should be asking these questions.
We also found from 2005 to late 2019, McCormick was registered to vote in Georgia and Florida at the same time. He cast votes in both states during different elections. Why was he still on Florida's voting roll when he was living and voting in Georgia? McCormick's campaign blames the Georgia Secretary of State's office. They say Georgia law clearly says it was the Secretary of State's responsibility to contact Florida to have McCormick taken off the voting list. And the Secretary of State's office told us not so fast. They sent us the National Voter Registration Act, which says it's up to the voter to have their name removed from a state's voting roll. The Secretary of State spokesperson told me after we discussed this case that their office investigates every claim, and they will now review this one as well. From the state capitol, Dale Russell, Fox 5 News.